So in the next situation, there's some guy that's supposed to have some meth lab or whatever. So they go on his property. They see, and they're looking around his property, and they just happen upon this little creek area that just happens under the small bridge, just happens to have all this paraphernalia and equipment for making meth. They just happen to roll right up on every piece of evidence that they need to get to the next step in every scene. It happened that way with the first situation too. So anyway, they go and confront the dude, and they tried to make this actor look as hick as he possibly could, make him look like a hillbilly. It didn't work out. He just looked like an extra. You know, there are some people that are career extras. That's all they do. They just an extra. They just want to be in a movie. So, and that's cool, because real films would be nothing without extra to add the real element to it. But anyway, these people look like extras that just landed them a TV show and just gonna hope it's gonna fly. So, and this includes the main characters that are supposed to be doing this detective work. So they roll up to this guy's little barn area where he's supposed to be making all this stuff. He comes out and he grits his teeth, because that's what somebody told him angry hillbilly looks like. So he grits his teeth, and he even has his mask on the top of his head. He done put his mask up, say, "What are you guys doing out here?" And he then lifted up his face mask and goggles on top of his head, because he been making meth, of course. so he comes out. So he has this shovel. I don't mean like a regular shovel. It's like a snowplow type shovel. And so he allegedly chases the guy, the lead detective guy, with it and hits him in the back of the head. Come on, for real. And the camera just happens to get all the right angles to capture every bit of this commotion. I wonder how many takes it took to do that. I wonder how many takes it took for that. So, because when he hit him with the shovel, he had both hands to make sure that when he hit at the back of the head, that it didn't really hit him. So that shovel did not hit dude. But anyway, dude fell down. The black chick comes over and starts screaming, "Ah, he's bleeding, he's bleeding." In a way that this type of sister does not scream. When this type of sister is hollering and screaming, it's not done like this. So she doing her little, "Ah, he's been hit." He's bleeding. So by now I'm cracking up so hard. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, they didn't even use good blood. Look, you could look at the back of his head. The blood was so clear. And then they had this this puddle under his mouth, because he was face down. They had this puddle under his mouth where the blood supposed to have trickled down, and it was like a trauma puddle of blood. I don't know if anybody knows what a trauma puddle of blood look like. It's dark red, almost black up against some concrete. And so they had this, but then on the back of his neck there was no broken skin, and the fake blood was so transparent. They didn't need to put enough. They put enough food coloring in it, but they didn't put enough cigarette ashes. For those of you who don't know, I'm telling theatrical secrets, but blood looks more real when you thicken it up with cigarette ashes, and nothing else works. So if nobody smokes, and somebody's going to have to light a cigarette and just let the ashes go, because that's the only way it's going to look semi-real. So I was like, oh no, they used a little Karo syrup and food color. I was like, they didn't put enough cigarette ashes in the blood that went on the back of his neck. So I'm laughing. And Cricket's like, that's terrible. Why are you laughing? I'm like, because it's so unbelievably fake and wrong. They did it so wrong. If you're going to fake it, then go ahead and get it right. So then I'm looking at like this see-through blood on his neck with no broken skin, up against this trauma puddle under his mouth. It just doesn't match. So she's still hollering. He's unconscious or whatever. So then, of course, in the next scene, they show him on what was supposed to be a gurney or stretcher or whatever. And I was like, this whole time, we never even saw a real police car come up. You think they wouldn't have had backup just going up to the man's barn in the first place? Not a single cop car. We didn't see a single cop car. I didn't see a single cop car. They could have had a fake one a little bit later, because I walked away. I'm like, I can't sit and watch this. I was like, is this the same? I was like, oh my God, True TV, because that's the name of the station. That's what the name of the station is, True TV. Really, the irony. So it's True TV. The fakest stuff I ever saw. And I was like, is this the same channel that Repo stuff was on? Because he had me watching some Repo reality show, and that was all scripted too. Crazy. True TV. I think they get through that loophole because their tagline, I saw True TV or whatever the name of the show was, and then at the bottom it said not reality, actuality. For real. For real. Okay. So, I'm just so fed up with this BS, man. And I want to say, what do they take people for? But they take people for exactly what they are.